Hey, what's up? It's Privacy J here. It's time for another Sunday's live stream. Now, yesterday it was the first day of May because it's May now. This month is the May, so it's May 2nd because it's the weekend. So yesterday I just went to the program and had fun for the bus ride. So yeah, and also last Thursday it was the prom because we just had fun at the prom and get up and dance together, and we just had fun. And also last Thursday I was sad and all that because I missed school and all that. So yeah. And also they have fun and dance at the proms because we just did it in the Zoom, and everyone could pick up the songs that we pick on every request, including the music. So we had the reminder. So, and by the way, so before we go to the topics, we just want to show you guys the pictures about me that we did in the prom. So every teacher's because we walked in. So yeah. And plus I had to tell you some of the story time because we just had fun, and we did some taking pictures and the graduation, and a few weeks ago was the picture day. So yeah. Now I'm gonna show you guys the pictures before we go to the topics. Now, so this is me and Miss Christine, and that she did in the dance and like in the proms, and plus that's me and the Hall Charles with the two bros and four graduates and Angelina, and so did Miss McCormick. So yeah, and also Cameron, Nahal, Charles, me, and Devin, and Tyrone, and Miss Kennedy. Well, that's all of the great memories. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 bros in the classrooms. They're good bros over there. And Angelina, and so did Miss Nia and Miss Kennedy. They have fun at the parties. So yeah. Next slide. Also, I performed the parallelogram rap in the classroom during the prom and all of that, and because it's like a concert and raps. We already did the released the album. It's like my albums are The Privilege of Evangelina, The Word of the Llamas, and all other albums and other big mixtapes, Scariest Time of Life, and all of this. Yeah, and they had fun and they applause. And also, that was me holding a pretend mic, just like exercising and all that, and holding a ticket because of that in the hallways, because I was wearing some nice outfits everywhere. I was wearing like Jadena Classic Man, all that. So yeah. Next slide. And also, it was me, Nahal, Charles, and Angelina, and Miss Soda, Miss McCulloch. It's everywhere. And the pictures of the background. And that's me again. That's Miss McCormick as well, and Nahal, and Angelina, and Charles. It's like dances the Panthers everywhere, like a parallelogram. So yeah. And so did the pentagon and rectangles, so you know that. And also that was me playing a iPad in the classrooms and all that, like school iPads, whatever that is. So yeah, class of 2021 because the graduation is getting closer. So yeah. And that was the pictures of the prom. So yeah, moving on to today's COVID updates. So the vaccination update. So for today, yeah, excuse the interruption in the background. So anyway, back to where we are. Vaccination update. Today, total 15,643,329 total doses administered. Total doses administered over the past 24 hours. 900. Now, the next one, 93,940 total doses administered over the past 24 hours. And 46.5% of New Yorkers with at least one dose. 34.9% of New Yorkers with completed vaccine series. The next one, 2,533 total hospitalizations, because the hospitalizations are dropping, getting closer and closer and closer, and the vaccines, because everything will be back to normal soon. So yeah. And finally, the COVID-19 health data updates. So it's dropping and dropping, and it's getting closer until July 1st, and we're getting back to normal. Let's get that in a second. So it's dropping and dropping. Wow, I can't believe it. Can't believe it. Last year was the COVID, because the school is closing and everything should be closed. Yeah. So yeah. Now moving on to today's topics. Now, the good news is Governor Cuomo, hopeful for full reopening of New York City before July 1st. Literally everything back to normal. The answer to when will this all be over may finally be getting a bit closer and clear. So, what to know? Mayor de Blasio. Mayor de Blasio says he's planning for an NYC, the New York City, to reopen at a full strength coming July 1st, but it's not yet to be clear what that might look like terms of continual COVID protocol, such as mask indoors. So the mayor doesn't have to unilateral power to lift remaining the pandemic restrictions. Governor Cuomo said that he's hopeful NYC will be able to fully reopen before July 1st, was reluctant to make projections. Officials keep trying to simplify the vaccination process and encourage people to get shots. All state-run mass vaccine sites now accept walk-ins for anyone 16-year-olds and older, while all city-run sites that a week ago. Narrator, you read.
Governor Andrew Cuomo says he's hopeful that New York can fully reopen earlier than July 1st, the date Mayor Bill de Blasio pitched for the city's lifting of restrictions earlier Thursday, though he said he was reluctant to make projections. "I think they're irresponsible," Cuomo said, reiterating decisions on states' pandemic restrictions were his call. July 1st, you have May, June. What happens in May? What happens in June? I'd like to get the hopeful reopening date before that. I don't want to wait that long. I think if we do what we have to do, we can reopen earlier. Asked what a full reopening would look like, the governor was clear. What does reopening mean? Reopening means, literally, everything back to normal. De Blasio made the surprise announcement on his plans to fully reopen the city by early summer ahead of Cuomo's scheduled briefing. He didn't specifically address the potential implications of his plan under existing statewide restrictions, and he said he hadn't spoken to Cuomo about the announcement before he made it.
All right, so I think the best way to proceed here is to set out the city's vision. We're going to work with the federal government. We're going to work with the state government. But it's quite clear it's time to set a goal and move on that goal, the mayor said. Your turn, narrator.
That 100% reopening means full capacity for restaurants and bars, stores, shops and small businesses, hair salons and barber shops, gyms and fitness classes, arenas, stadiums, music halls, museums and theaters, de Blasio said. He did not specifically detail steps to achieve that goal, nor did he lay out which COVID precautions may stay in place through summer or any other requirements.
Keep going, narrator.
Our plan is to fully reopen New York City on July 1st. We are ready for stores to open, for businesses to open, offices, theaters, full strength. We have poured over the science and the data, the mayor added. This is going to be the summer of New York City. You're going to see amazing activities, cultural activities coming back. I think people are going to flock to New York City because they want to live again. So too do New Yorkers, Cuomo acknowledged at his COVID briefing later in the day. I want to open up New York City Monday. I want to open it Tuesday, he quipped as he said the data points weren't quite there for him to make bold projections. We're not done with COVID yet. Yes, we're making great progress, but people are dying every day from COVID. We have to weigh those two facts, Cuomo said earlier in his briefing. We're not home yet. We have to keep up with the precautions. We're relaxing the precautions as the numbers are getting better, but we're not home yet. What does reopening mean? Reopening means, literally, everything back to normal. Governor Andrew Cuomo, we are reopening. We're calibrating to COVID. We are in the home stretch. The end of the race is ahead of us. Now is no time to slow down. Asked if the city planned to include additional COVID requirements, like proof of vaccinations, in its full reopening, de Blasio seemed to leave that to the purview of individual businesses. He has said indoor masking will remain the norm, a statement Cuomo reiterated, and with more clarity around the reopening, Thursday. We are reopening and I would say aggressively, but it's phased to the change in the data, Cuomo said. It is a mathematical function. There'll always be some safety precautions in the near term. It's now culturalized to people.
Keep going. Next one.
NYC Mayor Bill de Blasio has hinted at mask rules possible ending as soon as July, and some epidemiologists believe it could happen even sooner. NBC New York's Linda Bucaro reports. Coronavirus precautions have become the cultural norm for businesses, too, not just a required standard. Even as de Blasio said he planned to fully reopen arenas and stadiums, among other businesses, by July 1st, the organizations behind some of the largest venues in the city, the biggest money drivers, were skeptical. Madison Square Garden, which first allowed limited numbers of fans to return to the stands in late February, along with Barclays Center as part of Cuomo's first efforts to bring those venues back, indicated that the situation was still fluid. Schedules have been shifting since the arts of the pandemic for a host of reasons that involve artists, promoters, and tour schedules, and it's difficult to predict an exact time for when the entertainment industry can actually return to normal, whether elected officials set a specific date, full reopening date or not. Barclays deferred questions on arena capacities to the state. Broadway hasn't been expected to return until September at the earliest and reiterated those plans, albeit with a bit more optimism, on Thursday.
Okay. The Broadway League has been working closely with state and city officials on plans for safely restarting the Broadway industry, welcoming audience, and bringing our workforce back. The Broadway League said in a statement, "Today's remarks by the mayor gave us further optimism that Broadway productions can resume this fall, beginning in September, and we look forward to providing more details about reopening in the coming weeks." Your turn now, reader.
Smaller theaters may start to reopen over the summer, though. Schools will be back to full strength come September, de Blasio has said. The July 1st start would mean events that typically draw huge crowds, like the city's annual Pride and Puerto Rican Day parades, would have already passed. This is going to be the summer of New York City. You're going to see amazing activities, cultural activities coming back. I think people are going to flock to New York City because they want to live again. Mayor Bill de Blasio and Cuomo have taken a necessarily cautious approach, at times voicing disagreement with each other's reopening statements, to bringing back the one-time epicenter of the pandemic. But increases in vaccinations have helped fuel declines in core viral metrics, especially around hospitalizations and deaths, in recent weeks. The mayor acknowledged the city still has work to do but says he's confident in the timeline. Help us out by going out and getting vaccinated if you haven't already, and it's free and it's all over the city, and now we're doing walk-ups at sites all over the city, de Blasio said. We've got some work to do, but I'm quite confident we will be ready for full strength by July 1st. We're seeing better indicators in terms of healthcare than we even expected at this point, and this is the power of vaccination. New daily case, hospitalization and death averages are down in the city by 41%, 45%, and 37.5% respectively over the last 7 days compared with the daily average for the prior 28 days, Health Department data shows. And the number of New Yorkers getting vaccinated continues to rise even as the rate slows a bit.
I can see the vaccine providers over there, so where they had the appointments. So I'm not gonna show that. So yeah. Keep reading, narrator.
De Blasio hit the halfway mark to his goal of fully vaccinating 5 million New York City residents by the end of June on Thursday, the same day New Yorkers of any eligible age got the walk-in option at all state-run mass vaccine sites. The walk-ins at state-run sites are for first doses only. Most of the state-run mass vaccine sites administer the Pfizer vaccine, which can be given to anyone age 16 plus. The second dose of the two-shot Pfizer and Moderna vaccines will be scheduled automatically after the first shot is administered, according to the governor. Previously, the state walk-in option only applied to those aged 60 and older and was limited to 16 sites. Cuomo expanded it this week as he seeks to keep vaccinations on pace with his reopening plans, which have accelerated considerably in recent weeks. On Thursday, he announced a new targeted outreach effort to encourage vaccination among people between the ages of 16 and 25 as well. We want to get to a point where there are no excuses, Cuomo said, suggesting that high schools start organizing vaccine drives for students of eligible age.
Get going.
De Blasio opened all city-run sites to walk-ins of any eligible age last week as he seeks to hit his goal of fully vaccinating 5 million New York City residents by June's end. He should hit that goal Thursday. As of the state's latest data, 2.54 million New York City residents, 30.3% of the population, are fully vaccinated. Statewide, more than a third of New Yorkers now report a completed immunization series. Both Cuomo and de Blasio have called on community health centers and private providers to open up walk-in appointments as well. The mayor wants pharmacies to do the same. He says making the process easier will help persuade skeptics. We may have, all of us, mistaken hesitancy for lack of convenience. There is definitely hesitancy too, de Blasio said. There's definitely some people just don't want to get the shot right now or maybe ever, but I think as we've made it more and more convenient, sort of incentivized folks more, we're seeing lots of folks coming forward.
Oh, hey, what's up, Hamza? How you doing? I'm just reading the topics about the final vaccination before the return to normal. So yeah, I'm gonna keep you updated for that. So anyway, back to where we are. So keep reading, narrator.
The walk-in expansion comes as infection rates are decreasing in most of the state. New York has averaged about 4,000 new COVID-19 cases per day over the past 7 days, less than half the daily number of cases it averaged to start the month. State hospitalizations are down 35% since April 1st alone, with Cuomo announcing Thursday that they had fallen below 3,000 for the first time since November 24th. Its daily death average is down 25% over the prior 14-day period, New York Times data shows. Improved health metrics and increased vaccinations have prompted the governors of New York and New Jersey to announce steps to relax restrictions practically every week, sometimes more than once, as of late. They've led to changes nationally, too, with the CDC easing outdoor mask guidance for fully vaccinated people. A day ago, Cuomo said his long-standing statewide food and beverage service curfew will end next month for both indoor and outdoor dining areas, while bar seating can return to New York City Monday for the first time in more than a year.
Next one.
The announcement comes amid a series of recently announced capacity limit expansions for offices, large-scale outdoor events, concerts and non-NYC gyms and fitness centers by the governor of New York. New Jersey Governor Phil Murphy made some reopening news across the river this week, too, announcing indoor capacity limits for weddings, proms, performances and more rises to 50% on May 10th. Outdoor carnivals can return at 50% capacity the same day, while outdoor gathering limits will increase to 500, Murphy said. Asked Wednesday, as he revealed new state guidance for day and sleep-away camps this summer, for a response to Cuomo's latest move on bars. Given the proximity between New Jersey and the city, Murphy said to expect developments next week.
Hey, what's up, Metro Elevators? We're just reading, so yeah. Keep on going now, reader.
It is now quite clear this thing has turned, and turned for the better, he added. He is scheduled to get his second vaccine dose along with his wife on Friday, which will make them both fully vaccinated. They'll join a third of New Jerseyans who can say the same. Nationally, 37.8% of U.S. adults age 18 and older are fully vaccinated, according to the CDC. That number is even higher among adults age 65 and older, 68.3% of whom have completed their shot series. More than half of U.S. adults have had at least one shot.
Yep, those are the confirmed cases, so yeah. Now, we're gonna continue next Sunday. So that was your Sunday's live stream. So we're gonna have a question, so a chat. So yeah, but I'm not sure we could do some live chats anyone. So yeah, we'll get to that maybe around the following week. So yeah. So that was your Sunday's live stream. Where I'm sorry guys, it's been a long minute, so we're gonna keep going on that. So yeah, so if you're going to subscribe for more content to Privacy J Productions and to Privacy J Productions 2, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, and Twitter, we'll let you know. No. All of my social medias will let you know about it. Excuse me. So Facebook, my name is Jaden Garcia, and Instagram is JTech727. Snapchat is Scoots0727. And follow me on Twitter at PrivacyJNYC1. So we're gonna continue on the next Sunday's stream. So yeah. So thanks for watching and peace out.